Neil here with Puzzling Parts, and today I'm going to show you a rather interesting little puzzle that I had made. This is from Jane Kostick, and this is her 6-axis and 10-axis puzzle. This is an entry from IPP 31, and I actually contacted Jane just before IPP and asked about getting one of these guys, and Jane was very kind to make one up. The other thing sitting here is a little extra that Jane sent me, which is one of the 6-axis stars that her and her husband make. So this is a very interesting little gadget that effectively drops down into nothing and then expands up to form a star. So these are one of their bronze stars. Very nice little addition. The reason I ended up getting that was when I asked Jane to make one. She actually makes these to order. We chatted backwards and forwards quite a bit, which was fantastic, and chatted about different woods and varying other bits and pieces. So we eventually agreed upon something, and Jane started work. Unfortunately, when she started work, the saw blades she had weren't sharp enough and she wasn't getting clean cuts. So she apologised that things were going to take a bit longer, and said once she got things put together she would send me a little something extra, and that's what she sent me, which was fantastic. I wasn't expecting it, so it was very nice to get that. Anyway, taking this thing apart, the outside sticks are actually cherry, and I'll try and get some close-ups of these for you as well. Effectively, the grain in these are absolutely beautiful. This was actually wood that Jane had left over from making a set of cabinets, and I'm glad she kept the scraps that she had, because it's a really beautiful wood. The grain on it is lovely. So anyway, this guy all falls apart. This is the 10-axis that surrounds the 6-axis. So these guys are all held together with magnets, which is how they get their shape. But one of the interesting things about this, if you look at the videos on Jane's website, the way they take these apart isn't as I've done just now, but they effectively just do this and crush the whole thing, which looks a little bit scary, but you know, it seems to work. One of the other things that Jane did for me was actually make up an extra internal cube. So I'll put this guy back together and let you see it. So there we go, and you can hear the magnet snapping everything into place. So this ball sits on the inside. The same three woods used on this are used on the 6-axis. So we actually have black palm, babinga and maple. And if you look at the grain in the black palm, this is just beautiful. The wood is absolutely stunning. The end grain is unlike anything I've ever seen. And since actually getting this, I picked up some red palm for my own puzzles because I just loved the wood. So at some point I'll make something out of the red palm. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so there's the internal box. As you can see from this guy, I'll take it apart. Effectively it falls down into sort of base units like this, and from that you can make a secondary unit which is across. Let me see if I can build this correctly. Yeah, there we go. So you get a secondary piece like these, and these are the base units that are used to build the puzzle. And effectively, you just keep going and adding more pieces onto this. The magnets hold it all together. So once you eventually have 5 of these, you get this beautiful thing in the centre. And this effectively is going to make something that looks like Stuart Coffin's Jupiter when it's all said and done, everything's put together. So really, really nice puzzle. I really love the look of this. And the woods that Jane used in it are fantastic. The workmanship in this is unbelievable. The finish is just stunning. It really has to be seen to be believed. But I'll just carry on putting this guy together, let you see how it goes back together. As you can see, we're starting to build up the outer shell. It all just clips together nicely. One more of the babinga, there we go, that locks into place. And it starts to get kind of interesting. As you start to get to this point, the pieces actually start to slide into place quite nicely. It all fits together very, very well. It's very, very precise. Yeah, I'll move that way, sure. One of the puzzles that Jane actually set when she added this into IPP was actually some of the colour matching puzzles, and you can certainly start to do that with a set. You definitely get some sort of colour matching type problems if you want to sit and do that. I'm not going to worry about it just now, I'll just put it back together to let you see it. But these are wonderfully made puzzles. More of an art, I guess, than necessarily a puzzle, but well worth adding to a collection. And say they're absolutely stunning. So there we go, got most of it put together, and the last piece, obviously I can't put that in, that actually has to slide through and then it'll lock into place, giving you the 6-axis shape. So that's the first two. And then eventually this guy, again made up from the same basic units as the previous puzzle. You make, let's see, yeah, there we go. So you make effectively little Y pieces, and these just clip together and you carry on in the same manner, building up the rest of the puzzle. So one of the nice things with these is that the pieces are all cut so that they're designed to go together in this nested form, which is just beautiful. It's almost a shame actually, because once you have them nested the way I did, you don't see this internal ball, it's hidden away, which is a bit of a shame, because it is beautiful in its own right. So, just about there. And one more. And there we go. So this is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. As I say, lots of different colour matching options with it. And the other thing you can do is that these will actually hold themselves together back to front. So if I take a couple of these apart, you can actually build these in reverse. And again, that's another one of the puzzles that that Jane sets, is effectively building these back to front. Yeah, so these will actually link together backwards, and you can build the whole structure effectively inside out. So another interesting challenge, another interesting solution to the puzzle that you can play with if you so desire. So overall, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. It really looks good sitting in my puzzle cabinet. I'm very pleased to have one in my collection, so thanks very much to Jane for making it for me. If you want one of these, then you'll find the link to Jane and John's website on the blog review, so by all means go on there and send Jane an email. Wonderful, wonderful person to deal with. I had a very interesting email conversation with Jane while she was making the puzzle, just chatting backwards and forwards, so well worth getting in touch with. So yeah, that's the Tenaxis, 6-axis and the internal cube made by Jane and John Kostick. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.